Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are, here I am, to explain, to teach, and create again. And again, and again, and again. That's a whole lot I did. Oops, I didn't warm this in. It's dichro, and it's boro. I did a dichro strip, and I can refer you to one of my dichro explanations and how I got these dichro strips. But I'm warming it in now, like I should have done the first time. Yes, it stresses out sometimes. Okay, I'm going to make a tiny lizard, or gecko, or salamander, whatever you want to call it. Pinch the neck. I need these to flatten it up a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead. I've got that in blue, and I've got some blue rod sitting right here. I'm going to go ahead and make blue for his legs. And because it's so small, it's easy to work with, and I'm going to be doing, on all four of these legs, I'm going to be doing the L shape that I do. And you know what? It's not hot at my fingers, but it's going to get that way, so I'm going to go ahead and, must have had some piece of black or something on there, plastic. I'm going to go ahead and hold that like that, so that I have a little bit better angling going on. Must have laid it down on my, oh, I know what I laid it down on. I just got some new clamps that I'm using. Matter of fact, I'm using one to keep the torch in spot here. I don't know if you can see that below there or not, but it's a nice C clamp. And I got a couple of plastic ones, and I set it down on my table, and then heated up a piece of glass and set it right down next to it on my table. You know how that it can get. Little tiny. I'm really excited about where these tiny ones are going. I feel like it's my lot in life, I guess you could say. I'm even going to try to do a conch shell or two maybe out of this stuff. Here we go. We got some jade green that we'll use for the toes and the eyes. And you see the detail I can put on these little toes really, really quick, because it's just the way it works. Because the flame is so refined and so tiny, I love doing these size. And the quickness. Oh, you see how quick I'm making this sucker. It's full time. I'm not, what you see is what I'm doing, and in the time that you're seeing me do it. Get some eyes on this guy. Miniatures will, oops, I got a piece of glass on the end of its nose there for a second. Miniatures are one of the things that I've enjoyed doing, because it was a way of making tiny, or learning how to make things without wasting a lot of glass and still getting my shapes down. And then once I got the idea of it, then you can make it bigger without too much trouble. The reason I start in the middle, I mean underneath, start in the same place to make the loop or the bail, and then work my way out to far end. It's just a little easier to make sure that they're sealed together well sometimes, and that's one of the ways that I have done it. And of course you've seen me do the question mark design bail. And oops, let's go ahead and pull the tail off on this guy. Cold weld there. The reason I'm using cold welds is because it's so small. Let's just whip it that way, and then curve it around and go in the opposite direction. There you go. Little tiny lizard, or salamander, or whatever you want to call it. I like it. Okay. Now, since I've got you here, and I'm going to give you show you another one since they're so quick, and I'm going to make it worth your while so you can see two things instead of just one. I'm going to do now a dolphin out of this little piece right here. It's a little tiny, about the size of a little tiny pendant, but it's worth doing. Just like I put that salamander or on a small little loop pendant type thing, so that you can wear it. Little dainty, but still doable. Okay. There's the shape of the body, a banana shape. And then I put the main dorsal fin, which is a shark fin. There we go. Now the two front fins, which is a boom, boom, and boom. And you can see I'm just one thing right after the other, and it's quick and easy because I'm not having to melt a lot of glass. I can make it a little bit faster. Okay. And here we go. We're going to put the nose on this guy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make it a little flatter so it hangs better on a pendant piece. Oops. One fin is a little bit bigger than the other, so let's make it about even size now. There we go. About even. Okay, an eyeball. And even though that one side is going to the back side and the other side, I still put another eye on the other side. So if you ever wanted to wear the pendant on this side, it would just look like a basic instead of sparkly glittery dolphin. See what I mean? Okay, now the loop or the bail. This time I'll do the question mark style. Touch it to, pull it out, go around, do the question mark, and then just sort of let it melt into itself and bring it back. Boom. Seal it in. Flare out the loop. I'm going to use this thing since I have it handy. Oops. There we go. Now the back end of this guy. Looking good, ain't it? I'm enjoying it. Okay, we're going to need that for, let's get a, there we go. Cold weld on the end of his nose. There we go. Pull that off. Now, the dolphin's tail goes side to side, but because it's a pendant piece, I do it top to bottom anyway, because that's the way I work things. Little tiny. There we go. And I curve it a little bit more. Sometimes. And not. Sometimes. Pull that off. Fire polish. And you've got, you can see I've done these in a matter of quick time. Thanks for watching. And as always, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day.